the last guest, and Krishna isn't here.
Yes.
And like this person, like dressed up as a king, was hitting this bull's last leg. And it's
Good.
4 legs, like represented mercy, truthfulness,
Yes.
cleanliness, austerity. The only one left was truthfulness.
Yes.
That guy was also like trying to take that away.
Yes.
So like someone like saw him, and he said, I think his name was
Parikshit
yeah,
Maharaj. He's the one who's going on a crusade, right, to find out why bad things are starting to happen.
yes.
So he
He
found
saw this guy hitting that guy hitting their leg, and then he was like, "Why are you hitting that bull's last leg? The bull's last leg?" And like he's like, "You're dressed up as a like king when you're not a king." And then like he like was saying he should punish him. They said he said, "Go out of my land." And he said, "Where should I go? All the land is yours." And then he said, "Go somewhere with nothing, like no mercy, no truthfulness." And then he was like, "No, please, no."
Yes, very good, very good. So where all these bad activities happen, where illicit relationship, where there is intoxicants, where there is butchering animals, where there's gambling, he said you can go there. But when Parikshit Maharaj was ruling, there were no places like this happening. So he said, okay, if you need a place to go, go where there is a lot of gold. So these 5 places in Kali Yuga is where you would find Kali, the personality of quarrel and hypocrisy that we are seeing. And we are seeing that these scriptures were written way before all this happened. So see how nicely the scriptures are able to foretell what's going to happen at this time. All these bad things are happening. People are on drugs. People are killing a lot of animals. People are gambling their money away. People are going to places where there are illicit relationships. All that is happening nowadays. So these were all written even before any of this was happening. So just imagine how truthful our scriptures are. Yeah. So what happened after that was Suta Goswami. Right now, we discussed that all the sages were come to Naimisharanya, and they were discussing about God and Krishna and Bhakti Yoga. They were asking questions to Suta Goswami. And Suta Goswami learned about all this from Sukadev Goswami. And so he was giving an introduction to both these, to the great personality Parikshit. And we discussed about how Parikshit Maharaj was born by the blessing of Krishna, who saved him from the arrow, Brahmastra, coming to hurt him. But nothing happened to him because Krishna provided a protective shield. And how blessed this king is. He was ruling so well. And then he said, Parikshit Maharaj actually passed on his kingdom to his son Janamejaya, and he left his body at the banks of the Ganges. Now he summarized everything so quick. And then the sages, he just wanted to see if all the sages were listening and they wanted to hear more. And then they asked, hey, we have heard some more details on Parikshit Maharaj. So can you explain that a little more? And then Suta Goswami goes into the detail of what happened how did Parikshit Maharaj die or leave his body? By the bite of a snake bird, a snake that can fly as well. So all that detail we are going to learn about today. So, so just as you all are listening, all the sages wanted to hear about those details of what happened. Um, and they were very happy that they're hearing all these wonderful stories about Krishna and his devotees. And they said, oh, this is the best thing we can do. And this is really purifying us. So please continue and tell us about this story. So what happened was Parikshit Maharaj, he had gone out for hunting in the forest. Now, Parikshit Maharaj is a great king, but he still has to go sharpen his military skills. And those days, how they did that was by going hunting and shooting to make sure they can aim and then so that they can win over the enemy. So for a higher principle, you can break a lower principle. So again, we don't want to be violent or kill, but the king needed some of those skills to protect his kingdom and protect his nice devotees in the kingdom. So after the king went for hunting, he was very exhausted, very tired, full of fatigue, and he was very thirsty, and he was looking for a reservoir of water, but he couldn't find it. And he was very hungry as well. And he saw a small hut in the forest. And he went in there and he saw there was a rishi or a saint who was meditating. And this sage was in very, very transcendental meditation. So that means there is a process of Ashtanga yoga. Now we don't follow the meditation process. We follow a chanting process. So we do mantra meditation. But there are other processes where, like Ashtanga yoga, where they meditate and they are able to bring their awareness outside the body and they merge with the Lord's energy, with Brahman. So this sage was in a very, very high state of meditation, where he was merged into the Lord while Parikshit Maharaj came. So when Parikshit Maharaj came, he was withdrawn from his senses, so he didn't see him, or he did not hear him. He was fully absorbed in his meditation. But Parikshit Maharaj was thinking, I'm so tired and thirsty, and this guy, he's acting too smart. He is in my kingdom, and he is not even welcoming the king or giving some water to the king. So he got a little angry, and he was a little envious of the sage. And what Parikshit Maharaj did was he saw there was a snake that was dead on the side, and thinking that he should insult this sage for not acknowledging his presence, he took the snake and put it around the neck. So this is Parikshit Maharaj, who is a great devotee of the Lord, but at some times everybody makes mistakes. So this was a mistake he did for judging this sage and thinking that he didn't care for him, and then he's trying to punish him or insult him by putting a dead snake around the neck of this great sage, Shamika Rishi. And then he went away, and he went back to his kingdom. And while he was going, he was starting to repent. Hey, why did I do that? Maybe the sage was not acting like he was meditating. Maybe he was actually meditating and he didn't even know that I was there. And that's why he didn't welcome me. So all these repentance and thoughts start coming. So that's what you see in a devotee. When a devotee does a mistake, they start repenting on that, and they want to make sure that they don't do it again. And so all those thoughts started coming to Parikshit Maharaj. And when he reached the kingdom, he was all his kingdom, he already thought, oh, this was really a bad move that I did. I really need to get punished. So he was sad for doing that, and he was hoping that he'll get some punishment so that he will fix his ways and not get angry and envious uh, just because he had some thoughts that somebody was disrespecting him. So he was thinking like that. But in the meantime, this the great Rishi, Shamika Rishi's son, he had a little son, a little boy, Brahmana boy. His name was Shringi. And Shringi was playing with his friends when he heard about Parikshit Maharaj coming and doing this to his dad. And he was very, very angry. But since he was a Brahmana boy, he was very powerful also. He was able to curse someone. So what he did, he went to the mother Ganges, picked up the water, and cursed Parikshit and said, "This guy who put a snake around my dad's neck, he's going to die in 7 days by the bite of a snake, flying snake." And he said, these ruling people, they are supposed to be like uh, uh, dogs uh, guarding the great brahmanas like my dad, but they are coming here and trying to think themselves equal to my dad. That's very bad. So in those times, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras, so there were stratas of society, and the Brahmanas were considered the uppermost class because they were very close to God. They were able to they knew all the Vedas, and at that time everybody was um, was helping each other, and but they were the exalted people. They are the god people, right? The Brahmanas. And everybody was protecting them. And now you can see Shringi is the son, and due to the influence of Kali, he's feeling angry so much. Again, his Parikshit Maharaj didn't actually hurt his dad. He just humiliated. He wanted to shame him by putting a dead snake. It was not a live snake who would bite the dad or anything. But you can see the influence of Kali, that anger is coming and saying, who is he to do that? How can he do this? I'm going to do this in retaliation. And he cursed. So uh, there is lessons we can learn from Shringi's behavior, how we should not quickly retaliate. We should not react. We should respond after thinking what is the right thing to do. But if we, in our anger, suddenly do something, and then we will repent that later. So that's what happened to Shringi. So he cursed this wonderful king, Parikshit, who was taking care of the entire universe, even the cow and bull. He was making sure they are not hurt, they are happy, Mother Earth is happy, religion is happy, all that he was taking care. But just because he made a small misjudgment, he was being given this big curse. And then Shringi came to see his dad, and then he started crying in front of his dad because he saw the snake, and he was feeling, oh, why did my dad get humiliated like this? He was crying for that. And then the rishi woke up from his great meditation, and he threw the snake away. That's all he thought about the snake. He just the dead snake, he threw it away. And then when he heard the story from Shringi, he was very, very sad, and he's repenting for his son. He said, you did the wrong thing. The king is our protector. If we don't have a good king, all the people will become demoniac, and they will cause more problems to us. How can you have cursed such a good king to die within 7 days? And so this Shamika Rishi started praying to Krishna to forgive his son for such a ghastly curse. Um, And by that time, the news had reached Parikshit Maharaj that he's going to die in 7 days. There's a curse from this little boy Shringi. And then Parikshit Maharaj, did he feel sad that he got a curse and he thought it is too harsh? What did he think? Did he think like that? No, he was actually happy that he got a curse. He thought, oh, now I know I'm going to die in 7 days. Now I can focus on what I need to really do with my life, because someday, every day, everybody has to die and they have to prepare for death. So actually, life is a preparation and death is an examination. So Parikshit Maharaj, until now, he was focusing on his citizens, his kingdom, taking care of his beauty, but he wanted to fully focus on Krishna at this point. So he was thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity now. I'm going to die in 7 days. Let me just retire now from my kingdom. Let me, this is a good opportunity to give the kingdom to my son, Janamejaya. And I'm going to go to the banks of the river, Ganga, and I'm going to spend my time focused only on God, because once your body is gone, you're the soul actually. So your soul can only be taken care by Krishna. Body is temporary. So let me just go focus on when the body dies, what my soul needs. So he's going to the banks of the Ganges to find out how he can best spend the 7 days to prepare to leave his body and go back home, back to Godhead. So once he goes there, he sees all the auspicious things happening, like all the great rishis started to descend, the demigods all started coming to Parikshit, because a great event is going to happen. And when the disciple is ready, the spiritual master comes. So the spiritual master here is Sukadev Goswami, and he arrived there. He's only 16 years old. He actually is very focused only on the Lord. He doesn't care for the worldly activities, so that's why you don't see any clothes on him. He's just, only focused on God. So when everybody saw Sukadeva Goswami, everybody stood up, and Parikshit Maharaj was very happy that his guru, he accepted Sukadeva Goswami as his guru, so that he can learn from Sukadeva Goswami how he should spend the remaining 7 days of his life. And he was very thankful that such an amazing guru who knew all the Vedas, all the scriptures, and who knew how to approach God has come in the assembly of all these other sages. So he was given the Vyasasana, it's called. And so everybody, can you start your annotator? So if you go to Zoom, you can start annotation and show me who is Parikshit Maharaj in this picture. Can you circle that person with your annotation? Yes, very good. Nice. So that is Parikshit. He is trying to learn what he needs to do in the remaining 7 days of his life. And can someone show me who is Sukadev Goswami? So let's stop the. Let me clear the annotation. Yes, all of you are doing great. So that is Sukadev Goswami. That is a highly exalted person. Now, who can tell me who's the father of Sukadev Goswami?
Prabhuji Vedvyas.
Yes, Vedavyasji. So Vedavyasji is actually the incarnation of Krishna himself, the literary incarnation. He's the one who compiled all the Vedas, and his son is this great Rishi Sukadev Goswami. And there's another story we have discussed before. The Sukadev Goswami used to be Radharani's parrot, and he listened to the entire Bhagavatam from Lord Shiva and Parvati. Lord Shiva was narrating all the wonderful stories of Krishna's devotees and Krishna, and this parrot was listening. But Mother Parvati went to sleep unknowingly, but the parrot was listening and saying, And then Lord Shiva thought, who is this listening while my wife is sleeping? But when I was narrating, and he saw this parrot, and then he started chasing the parrot, and then the parrot went into the mouth of Vyasadev's wife, and then that parrot is the one that became the child Sukadev Goswami. Yes, so Sukadev Goswami is a highly learned and he's a pure devotee. He doesn't care for any rules of the material world. He's fully focused on God, and he was the perfect guru for Parikshit Maharaj. So Krishna in your heart will always direct the right person when you're ready. So the right guru has come, and he started. He was starting to ready to answer all the questions of Parikshit Maharaj, and all, when a good discussion is happening, all the great souls come because they want to hear the pastimes of Krishna again and again. Just like all of you all are taking time out of your day to hear and learn about Krishna. So all of these great exalted personalities also came to listen to this conversation. So that's where we would end today's class. And now we'll go to the Kahoot. If you're all ready and if you have no questions, we can go ahead and start. And let me clear out the annotations, otherwise you may not be able to see. Okay, so I'm going to start. Oh, I'm annotating. So the game pin today is 8323881. Okay, somebody unknown has joined. I think, is it Hemanji? Santosh ji, Radha Chaitra ji, Ashmita ji. You're not a snow girl, or what do you usually become? I forgot the name again. Sorry. Today.
1 minute, Prabhuji. I'm not joined yet.
Oh, Sonakshi ji has not joined. Ice Girl, right? That is your secret name. Oh, Taranji is able to join today. That's very exciting. I hope your internet stays good. If you want, you can stop your video so that your bandwidth is good enough. Okay. So hopefully we can all start.
Not yet, Prabhuji.
Yes, of course. Not without Sonakshi ji. So another way to join is to scan. Oh, Ice has joined. So looks like we are ready to rock and roll. Let's start. On whose neck did Parikshit Maharaj drop a dead snake? Suta Goswami, Sukadev Goswami, Shamika Rishi, Vyasadeva. Oh my goodness, almost everybody got it right. So it is Shamika Rishi. That was a Rishi in the forest, in the little hut. Okay, second question. Why did Parikshit Maharaj get angry and put a snake on Shamika Rishi's neck? Very tired, hungry, and thirsty, no respect for the king, did not offer a seat, water, or food, all of the above. Yes, all of the above. All the answers are correct. When you are too hungry or too tired, you don't think properly. So it's better not to make big decisions or do anything at that time. That's another lesson we can learn. Okay. Next question. Who was the son of Shamika Rishi who cursed Parikshit Maharaj? Shringi, Ashwatthama, Durvasa Muni, Angira Muni. Yes, Shringi was that little Brahmana boy who cursed. Angira Muni is the actually he is in the parent lineage of Shamika Rishi. So, and Durvasa Muni, yeah, he is known for a lot of cursing, but in this case it was Shringi who cursed. Okay, Tarunji is on fourth place. Radha Chaitraji, it's nice to see Tarunji on the board, and usually he can't play. And Sonakshi ji is in third place. AP Pirate is on second place, and then Unknown is on fire. Okay. What was the curse of Shringi on Parikshit Maharaj? Parikshit will become a snake. Parikshit will lose his kingdom. Parikshit will lose his fame. Parikshit will die in 7 days by a snake bird bite. Oh my goodness. All of you got it right. That's amazing. Okay, next question. True or false? Shringi's father, Shamika Rishi, was pleased with the curse since Parikshit had insulted him. False. Yes. You know, the great Rishi is never, he doesn't want bad for anyone, even for a person who insults him. He doesn't see that as a big deal. He just threw it away and said, oh, you shouldn't have cursed Parikshit. Okay. Next question. Parikshit was very sad since he thought he did not deserve the harsh curse. Yes, you're right. So, in the sense, Parikshit was sad because he did the act, the mischievous act of putting the snake, but he was not sad at the consequence of it. In fact, he was welcoming the consequence of it. Very good. Okay, another true or false. Parikshit renounced his kingdom and went to the banks of the Ganges to prepare for death. True or false? Yes, he renounced everything. So what would you do if you found out there's only 7 days? Would you go? Okay, Ayana wants to say. No, no. So some people might get, oh, I'm going to travel the world in 7 days, see as much as I can. But what is that going to help you when you leave the body? Some people say, I'm going to go to all the restaurants in the world and start eating for 7 days. Now, once you're full, then you don't like to eat. Then what do you do? And some people say, oh, I'm going to go, I like to play. I'm going to play for the rest 7 days. You play for 2 or 3 hours, you're so tired, then what are you going to do? So Parikshit Maharaj is teaching us when we don't have much time left, then what is the best thing to do is to focus on God. Now, Parikshit Maharaj knew that he had 7 days. But in the world, who can say that I have 7 days? Anything can happen anytime. So it is always good to be prepared. And how we prepare is by spending some time regularly for Krishna, chanting his holy names, coming and learning about Krishna. Now you have to do your duties because you might live 100 years and you have to take care of your family. So you have to do your duties, but then you got to balance that with your spiritual activities as well. What are you going to do when you leave this body and go? So you got to start thinking about that early. Many people say, oh, just think about that when you're very old. But the problem is we never know when that is coming. Okay. Second last question. Who appeared to instruct Parikshit Maharaj on how to prepare for death? Vyasadev, Sukadev, Parashara, Parashurama. So when the disciple is ready, the guru comes. Who was that guru who came to instruct Parikshit at the banks of the river Ganga? Sukadev. Sukadev Goswami. He's also, we add Goswami because Goswami is a person who can control their senses. Like if I like something, I want to go eat it. Oh, there is some nice eggless ice cream. I think I'll go eat it is sometimes the thought that comes to me. But great Paramamsas, they can control their senses. They don't go behind what their tongue wants to do. They focus on what is really best for them. So they are called Goswamis. So that's why Sukadev Goswami. Okay, the last question for today. An unknown is on fire and leading the board, then AP, then Ice, then Santosh, then Ashmita Ji, then all of you are doing great. So last question. How old was Sukadeva when he came to instruct Parikshit Maharaj? 5, 100, 16, 40. Hope I mentioned this in class. Yes, 16. So he was very young, but he was very learned because when you hear from the great Vyasadev, your dad, you become a great sage who can answer any question. So age doesn't matter. Knowledge is what matters. So even though everybody there was older than Sukadev Goswami, they all stood up when Sukadev Goswami came because he knew the most about God in that assembly. Okay, so let's see who the winner is. Third place goes to Ice Girl. Second place goes to AP. I know that is Ayana. And first place goes to Unknown. Is that Nitinji? Fourth is Santoshji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Wonderful job. All of you are winners. But this is just encouragement for those who win. So you have been following the classes well. All of you are doing great. And I thank you from the bottom of the heart for your coming to the class and giving your association so that I can prepare for class and have a good time with all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarupascha kripa sindhupya
Hare Krishna.
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.